The relationship between the president and Giuliani may be on the rocks. Maybe. The AP, Politico, and Vanity Fair are all reporting that people close to the president say he was angry after Giuliani suggested to me on Sunday that the president was probably trying to score a huge business deal with Russia throughout the entirety of the campaign. But as for the president himself, well, he hasn't said or tweeted a word about Giuliani, still leaving open the question of whether it is just people close to the president upset with him or the president himself. With me now to join the panel is Gabe Sherman. He's an MSNBC contributor and, of course, a Vanity Fair special correspondent who reported on the president's anger at his lawyer. Panel is also back, Stephanie, Michael, and Sahil. So, Gabe, as you know, we all know there's Trump and then there's Trump people.
Yeah.
Where are you on this? Do you feel as if this is real Trump anger or this is people around Trump that want the president to get angry at Rudy?
That's a great question, Chuck. You know, obviously, I've not spoken to the president myself about this. I have spoken to people who have spoken to him. So according to my sources, as they relay their conversations with the president, they say he has been very frustrated and agitated at Rudy's tendency to be a loose cannon and seem to weaken Donald Trump's public defense in his many TV interviews, including yours most recently on Meet the Press on Sunday. Yeah, but his silence is notable. As you said, the president has not tweeted both in support and or to attack Rudy Giuliani. So really, he's kind of letting him hang out there. And I think this is a case where he wants to see which way this is going to go.
You know, Gabe, you have a pretty good pulse also of just sort of, at least I think from that New York Trump world, about how he's managing all this. I mean, between shutdown and Giuliani, you know, is there anybody in charge of any of this, or is this just all him sort of just going, you know, every day the way he likes to do it? Well, I have no idea. I have no plan. Let's just play the day out.
Yeah, you know, as one of the Trump's longest serving confidants told me just the other day that really the circle of people around this president has grown so small that to the degree that he has one, it's just the family. At this point, you know, new chief of staff, acting chief of staff Mick Mulvaney is not in any way trying to play the role that John Kelly did, which was to manage this president and bring any sort of order or structure to the White House. This is Donald Trump, and to the degree that he's consulting with his son-in-law Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump and Don Jr. and others. But as we're seeing, this is the president basically, you know, freelancing his entire White House strategy when it comes to the shutdown and his own legal defense.
Sahil, you know, it's interesting. Politico noted from one former White House aide that, you know, the president may get frustrated, but he knows that Rudy is actually having some success on the political front, perhaps, even if legally he's been a train wreck.
Right. Well, one of the top rules of staying in the president's good graces is don't mess up a positive news cycle for him. And a lot of this aggravation seems to be born of the fact that that BuzzFeed story about the president reportedly ordering his lawyer and fixer to lie to Congress was disputed by the special counsel. That was a rare moment where the president seemed to catch a break. Then Rudy Giuliani went on air and said these things. Now, history's kind of repeating itself because in his first days as President Trump's lawyer back in April and May of 2018, he contradicted the president's version of events on hush money payments and on why the president fired James Comey at the FBI. So history keeps repeating itself, and Giuliani has had to walk back a lot of things.
You know, Michael, still the real difficulty here in reporting on the president, and I'm sure Gabe has run into this, is literally the president will have one conversation with Rudy Giuliani. You're doing great. You keep it up. You keep messing around with him. And then literally we'll tell the next person in the room, man, Rudy doesn't know what he's doing. Right. And the thing is that we've all been caught in that moment. I know. I mean, Gabe, I'm not putting something in your mouth, but that happens quite a bit with this president.
Which is why I'm not as exercised as some folks are about this whole thing with Rudy this past weekend. Look, the one thing that Rudy Giuliani brings to the table for Donald Trump is that he is the one person who will go on television and say exactly what Donald Trump once said. When you step back from everything, to your point, Sahil, about what the special counsel said, Rudy comes out and you think, oh, my God, he's messing up a good news story. No, he's doing exactly what Trump wants, in that he's planting doubt and confusion in the process that will be played out later on.
Gabe, jump in here.
Yeah, I just want to echo what Michael just said. You know, clearly that's totally on point. You know, Rudy Giuliani is out there, basically the only high-profile surrogate who day in and day out is out there defending the president, even if sometimes he's stepping in it. And secondly, as another longtime Trump confidant joked to me the other day, you can't fire someone you're you're not paying. Let's just be clear. Rudy Giuliani is doing this for free. The president has gone through his, previous set of lawyers. At this point in the Mueller cycle, who else is going to defend Donald Trump? So there is some staying power that Rudy has here.
Hello, YouTubers. If you're watching this, it means you've checked out our channel, so thank you. Now do me a favor, subscribe by clicking on that button down there. Click on any of the videos to watch the latest interviews and highlights from MTP Daily and MSNBC. You can get more Meet the Press content every morning in the First Read newsletter. If you're tired of content that you don't know anything about where it came from, you don't have to have that problem with us. NBC News, MSNBC, MTP, and the Meet the Press mindset right here for you on YouTube. Subscribe now.